Hello everyone! First things first, here are the tools and materials used during this craft session. Welcome to another video on this channel. My name is Pauline and I'm the ThePaperCrook. First, a disclaimer that I am a noob florist. So I will definitely make mistakes and you'll see later in this video. Also, this was made by following the instructions from the book Petal Unfolds How to Make Paper Flowers by Susan Beech, with a few tweaks here and there. So, as you can see here, the templates are already included. But, of course, ain't no way we're gonna harm these books. So, a clear folder is our solution. Now these are the templates for the leaves. You may find those markings a bit different than the petals. Don't worry, they'll all be revealed once we get to making the leaves. And at the final reveal, I will give a verdict on how likely I would ever make this flower again, by either, yeah, no, probably not, or, yeah, okay, sure. Also, if you are a fan of a certain anime or manga called the Apothecary Diaries, I always have the hardest time saying that word, apothecary. Anyway, I do have a little surprise for you at the end. And if you're watching this video by the time it gets published, well then, Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and this is perfect just for you. Now, I do love me some fresh flowers, but what's nice about crafting one is that it lasts forever. Then again, you can't preserve fresh flowers, so... Right now, we are making the base for our rose, and this will help give some bulk to it. Want to see a magic trick? Ooh! Time for the petals! And this is our favorite part, by the way. Stretchy stretch! Now, hybrid tea roses are super popular for their big, elegant blooms that usually grow one per stem, perfect for bouquets. They've been around since 1867, when the first one, La France, was created by mixing two different types of roses. When making this flower, unfortunately, we can't batch make all the petals in one go. We need to glue the layers together for each petal individually, and then work with them straight away to make the rose. That's because they are malleable when still a little damp from the glue, but when dry, it'll be harder to shape. Now this method is called cupping. You hold the center of the petal with both of your thumbs and index fingers. You then press your thumbs against the paper while gently stretching outwards to form a concave shape. When doing this, try to keep your fingernails away as this creates visible stretch marks. But if you accidentally do leave some marks, all good. You can always smooth it away. I suppose I'll share how I actually discovered this craft. The year was 2023. It's been 3 years after that roller coaster run event we've all experienced. Well, after that, I just really needed an outlet. I don't fully remember the exact words that I searched, but somehow I stumbled upon this YouTube channel. Her name is Alicia St. Pierre. I hope I pronounced that properly. And after watching one of her videos, specifically the one about book recommendations on how to learn the craft, I pretty much went a bit crazy and bought, if not all, then most of the books. And here we are. So Alicia, whatever it is that you're doing now, I just want to say thank you. Back to crafting. So here's our mistake. The first layer of petals is supposed to form a tiny circle in the center, and ours doesn't look quite like one. I think I may have placed the petals in such a way that they're hugging the base too much instead of being able to form like an inverted cone at the top, if that makes sense at all. But anyway, let's move on to the next layer. It's pretty much the same method as the previous petals, except we're just going to gently scrape the very top edges with our scissors. And honestly, you don't have to open your scissors like what I'm doing here. In fact, I don't even know why I did that. I guess I just like to live life on edge. And another mistake I've made here was that instead of adding the petals clockwise, I mistakenly glued it the other way, so counterclockwise. But I only noticed this once I was halfway through and the glue had already dried up. I just really need to read the instructions more carefully. But that's okay, we'll just do a little magic show instead to make us feel better. Woohoo! Now, onto our second to last layer of petals. So, same thing here, but the way we're gluing this is by having the first petal positioned in between the swirl of the previous layer, and then the second petal is glued directly opposite of it. And finally, the third petal should be to the left of the very first one we've glued, at 11 o'clock, if you can imagine it as a clock. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this step did give me a bit of a headache. Just because, remember, I messed up the previous layer. In the end though, it was actually alright, and I didn't have to tweak anything, I don't think. And again, we can always try and be better next time. We do have to do a bit of an extra step here. So grab an 18 gauge floral wire and then tightly roll the top edges a little to create this curl. See how that looks like a real rose petal? Nice! We're nearly done. Now it's time for the leaves. First, we make the calyx. The calyx is the outermost part of a flower, made up of sepals to protect the bud before it blooms and support the petals once it opens. Honestly, I had to look up how to say these words. Now, we're just gonna bulk up the stem a bit. Finally gonna find out what those mysterious markings are for. Ooh! So, this is called making leaves on the bias. In simple terms, it just means that the grain of the paper runs diagonally in opposite directions from the center of the leaf, as you often find in nature. This will give a more realistic look with your paper flower. I'm just using a ruler here to keep it in place, and it makes it much easier to fold. Now, we just have to add that serrated look. And now, we just do the same for leaf templates 2 and 3. We will then be splitting this into 2 sprigs and wrapping them together with some floral tape and some strips of the outstretched grass green crepe paper to finish it off. And here's the final reveal. This brings us to the question, will I ever make this again? And the verdict is, yeah, okay, sure. And in fact, I did. Here is a blue version of the rose. And to my fellow fans of the Apothecary Diaries, and well, everyone really, I hope you all would appreciate this one. And you see how much better this came out? Oh yeah! So, which one do you prefer? Good choice. Well, unless you said none, in which case there's always next time. Well, that's it, y'all. If you managed to stick to the very end of this video, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned something from it, and if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any requests as well for specific flowers, let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, take care and happy crafting! Bye!